Hi everybody, it's Nel Thames with Stamp with Nell. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we're going to work on using up that retiring designer series paper. But before I do this, I have to show you this. This is my friend Charlie. See, isn't he cute? Isn't he cute? I've been trying to get this little guy from Build-A-Bear, and my son bought him for me. So listen,
I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I mean, this is just awesome, right? You gotta love it when your 24-year-old gives you a stuffed animal. Anyway, he made my day today. Anyway, so we are going to make a Dahlia fold. We're going to do some close-up work because so I hope it doesn't make you nauseous when we do that. In terms of going in real close, but so let's just get started, I guess. We're going to talk just a little bit about what the Dahlia fold looks like. And David, we can go to the, I'm going to move over and move my lights over. So if you're still on me, sorry about that.
No.
Okay.
On desktop.
All right. That's not, okay. All right. So we should have enough light. Hopefully I may have just actually made it more shadowy. I hope not. All right. So if you are watching me on YouTube, I cannot see your comments right now. What, honey?
No, good.
No? Okay. I can see your comments if you're on Facebook. But in either case, please let me know you're here and let me know where you're watching from. So if you saw my blog this morning, this is the Dahlia fold. Let me get the actual card instead of just the picture. So here's the Dahlia fold. And I mean, it looks really complicated. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh my goodness, that is complicated. What's wrong?
It's good.
Okay. It looked really complicated, but it is much less complicated than it looks. So if you can fold paper, if you can do a little bit of origami and it's not tough at all, you can make this fold. You will also notice that I have slightly different instructions set this time. Well, I'm sorry for the enormous QR code, but but that'll take you right back to my blog post once you print this out in case you ever need to see it again. And then, of course, it will take you to the YouTube video as well. But I did give you some, my printer's not so great in terms of boy, that really looks, it's not so great in terms of the how dark it printed this, but I gave you some really intense instructions here in terms of just making sure you could see the folds that I was doing. But that's why we're doing a live video tonight. So here we go. I'm going to put this all over here, and we are ready to go. So these are 2-inch squares. 2-inch squares. No, they're not now. These are 2-inch punch circles from the 2-inch punch. If you have any other circle that is about 2 inches, go ahead and use that. You can use any die. This is what one single petal looks like, and I want to show you if I can find it on my desk. I kind of hid it so I wouldn't use it. So I tried to do it with the 2 and 3. I think it's the 2 3/8 punch, and it's just too big. Here's the difference in the. You can see the difference in the petals, just overall. And then here's the difference in the flowers. So this is the 2-inch. This is the 2 and it's not 3/4, 3/8 maybe. I can't see it, or I would grab it. I'm sorry, stop talking. Yeah, it is 2 3/8. So that's just a little bit on the too big side. This would be great though for a top of like on a gift. It would be really pretty, but it's much bigger than the 2-inch in the long run. Okay, so there's the 2-inch. That's what that looks like. And this is the Country Gingham. This is like last year. This is last year's DSP. This is Inked Botanicals, which I also used this week for something else. Okay, so that's that. So we are going to take the circle. All right, David, if you would come in a little bit closer, and we'll see what we can do. There we go. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Now, I'm sorry for the lack of a manicure. I'm not really that into that. Anyway, so there is no direction in this paper, but I chose to keep all of the, for this one, I chose to keep them all going up and down instead of side to side, because it does make your petals, I wanted them to look all the same. Hi, Carol, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. And so I have, I want this part to be the pretty side. And so I'm going to put that on the inside of my circle. And I found for me, as I was, excuse my reach, I forgot to grab my bone folder, which is absolutely imperative that you have a bone folder. So I just folded it in half, and then I'm going to fold it, leave it folded, and then fold it in half again. And so now I have a quarter of a circle, and basically it's almost too hard to see because it's a little bit, we might need to pull. All right, so now I'm just going to take this edge, this one right here, and I'm going to fold it up so that it is folded up on the, up to the edge on both sides. So you have this kind of, I don't know why it makes me think of lips. So, you know, that's kind of what it looks like, is lips. And then I'm going to turn it over. And so now I am on just the opposite side of the half circle. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing there. I am going to fold it up, making sure I get into the corner. And same thing over here. Fold it up and then grab my bone folder and give it a good crease. Okay, now I'm going to open it. And I'm not perfect on my, I would like a better point there, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. So now this gets a little bit harder to see, but here is the center. I'm trying to line up the center on the, David, you could probably pull up a little bit now. There we go. So I'm going to pull this to the center, and I'm using the grid lines. My grid lines, I made them darker so that you can see. And because David told me last week I did such a better job staying in the camera frame with the darker lines. I don't know why, but it probably did make a difference because they're darker. All right, and so what I did was I took this one and I folded it to the center line, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to make this one come over and touch. Well, sure I am. Sometimes I found it was, there we go, a little challenging, but that's okay. So there we go. That is one petal. All right. And now we'll do it a couple more times just so that you can see. We're going to stay far out. We'll stay far out.
No, you wanted him.
Oh, you can't see anything then?
Yeah, it's better this way.
Okay. My producer, he's so good to me. All right. And so we're going to then, I actually found it, sometimes it was better to pick it up and fold it, which is, there we go. All right. So now again, I have a quarter, and I'm going to stick, there we go. I'm going to pull this up and move it towards the center. And I'm not trying to, you know, I of course don't want to rip the edges. And this is a Dahlia Fold. Did I say that? I don't know. I think I did. And then I've now turned it over. And you can do this way as well with it open. I actually saw someone, and I'm sorry, I don't know who, do it with it folded, and I tried it both ways, and it really makes a difference too. It helps you keep your corners prettier, even though they're not going to be perfect. You can see that my bottom is flat instead of pointed. That's just fine with me. It doesn't, in the long run, it does not make a difference in how it did not at least make a difference in how my flower looked. Okay, and we're doing the same thing here. Oops, we're doing the same thing. Pulling, there we go. Okay, so, and we'll do one more just because you know, if you're missing any piece of it, then I'll just do it one more time so that you don't have to rewind and watch. Plus, this is actually it's a pretty quick fold. So you'll be surprised that I'll be done for sure by 6:30 tonight. This will be a quick video. So this week is April 21st. Next week I have my card class. There is still time to buy the PDF. The PDF is almost finished. It will be distributed on the today's the 21st, the 23rd. I might have said the 22nd, but I'm planning on the 23rd. I need to take a few more pictures. And the card class, I'm using the Beach Day bundle. So the kitted option, it's too late to get that because the card class is next week, Sunday. It's an online card class, but you can still get the PDF version. In fact, you can buy the PDF version even after the class is over. For the cards. But next week I will not be doing a live because I will be holding a private class for those people that are participating in the Beach Day bundle class. And hold on. I'm sorry, David. I think I'm out of my line here. So I'm going to pull this. Okay. And then I'm going to move this to the center. I think I have a little bit of an overlap here, but again, not going to worry too much about it. Okay, so I've made 3 petals, but I made all of these petals earlier, which is why, because I was pretty sure you did not want to watch me fold 8 petals. And of course, these are all the same and they're all going the same direction. You need a total of 8 petals. So we'll push these off to the side just in case. And then you need a center circle, which since I folded all 3 of my, we'll just use one of these. Shh, don't tell anyone, we're going to open it. All right, so you need a center circle. This will not show at all, so it does not matter what you do to it, and we are going to write on it. I'm going to move those off to the side for just a minute. I am going to, pardon my reach again, I'm going to find my center fold and make a dark line here because this particular paper, I think, is a little bit of a, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's not easier on other ones, but what I'm doing is making myself a line at the center. Okay. And I just used whatever pen I could find because, as I said, it won't show. And I am going to line it up here just because I want it. Whoops, no, I'm not going to go. Well, it doesn't matter because you won't see it. There we go. Okay, so we are going to use some Seal. This happens to be Seal Plus. It's what I have. And this is, I can still see my grid line through here. It's one of the reasons why it's darkened. It's helpful to me. I do not recommend, glue, liquid glue, as I am team liquid glue all the time. I have a little bit of pixie hair here. She was trying to participate, and apparently she managed to participate with a few hairs. So first, I was saying I'm team liquid glue, but for this particular project, you want something that you don't want your petals to move. So I'm going to line up the center of my petal on my line here, but I am just laying it there. I'm not actually pressing it down because I don't want to press it down until I have put all 4 of them on. So I'm going to do this direction first, and then I'm meeting in the middle and approximately on the line. It doesn't have to be perfect. If I was perfect, I would be doing something else. Well, I don't know. I would be someone else if I was perfect. No one's perfect, right? All right, so now I have those 4, and they're just lightly on there, and I am going to just slide this in until it touches the center. And the idea is you'll see here, I think, yes. Can you go do the closer one, maybe? Okay, so you'll see here that it's overlapping. I do not want that. I want them to touch, but I do not want them to overlap. So I'm going to move that one. And then I'm going to put it in over here. I think in the photos, I put it in the 2 on the top and then the 2 on the bottom. It doesn't really matter because eventually, the only problem with doing it this way is it sticks to my fingers. So, and then slide in here. Woo, there we go, slide it, there we go. And again, I don't want it to overlap, so I can see I have a gap here, so I'm going to move this one and then this one so it doesn't overlap. I also don't want to, I'm not going to be worried about a gap, but I don't really want a huge gap. There we go. Oops. It has been so cold here. Carol, are you cold in, I don't know where you are. Where are you, Carol? Has it been cold there? It was so cold here today. It rained all day yesterday, and now today it's really cold. It's supposed to be, it was in the 40s this morning. And this is April in Texas, for heaven's sakes. Okay, so there. All right, once I get these just touching and all of the centers are meeting and I don't have any really big gaps, I'm going to push because I want everything. Oh, Delaware, that was right. Yeah, I thought it was, I thought that's where you were, but I knew it was somewhere on the East Coast. So I have a little bit of a gap here, not going to worry about that. If I really wanted to worry about it, but it would still be chilly in Delaware at this time of year, wouldn't it? Texas, I mean, we were in the 80s last week. Today we're in the 40s. That's ridiculous. All right, so that's that. We're going to move this out of the way, and we can, yeah, thank you, David. And now I'm going to grab the rest of my card making supplies if I can lay my hands on them. Here they are. David, are you seeing YouTube at all?
Yeah, it's working, but there's nobody on it.
Okay. I didn't make it private, did I?
No, it's not. If it was private, I wouldn't be able to.
Well, okay. All right. So I used, we have some new embossing folders coming in May, and this one is the Dotted Circles 3D embossing folder. It's big, and I put this. Hello, Mary. Oh no, the poor little pony. Well, maybe Finn should go out there and be her protector so that, you know, that doesn't happen to her again. That's scary. Okay, so I put it in the middle, which gives me a circle up here, and this works so beautifully for the Dahlia because it's circular, and obviously I have circles, and so putting it here, it just really frames it very nicely, in my opinion. And now this I am going to use. You were hot yesterday. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. We were so cold because it rained. There was supposed to be a Tour de Cyprus, they call it. Is it a bike race, David?
It's a bike ride, bike race.
Bike ride, yeah. Put on by the Rotary Club, and it poured. Usually they have, you know, at least 100 participants, and they had, thank you, Carol, they had 10 that actually wrote it, and when they wrote it, it was really pouring. Okay, so the card is on, and you can see it's wide. So that one that I showed you that was big, this one is just too wide for the card front. And that again was the 2 and, I'm glad neither one of you were here when I was trying to figure out how big that punch is. It's 2 3/8 that one is, but the one that I made this with is 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to use this piece of DSP. This is still the Earthen Elegance because I thought I had used a lot of it up, and then I found a whole package of 6x6 paper. Not a package, but a whole, you know, I'm sure it was a product share that I bought. So this is 7/8 of an inch, and this is the DSP. It's the B side of this, and it is ombre. So on the top or bottom, depending on how you're holding I guess it might be the bottom. Anyway, however you're holding it, so it goes from light to dark or dark to light, depending on how you're holding it. So that's what I'm using for this. I thought the DSP would work out really well. So I am just going to use this H block, and I did double check to make sure that it's still a block. It is still a block, because I was kind of surprised at the blocks that were leaving us. So here we go, and I'm using copper clay ink, and I am just going to, yeah, okay. It's not too tight, but this is I initially had stamped it when I did it as I was making the card the first time, or probably the third time, because I don't make them just once. I had, I just stamped it on a larger piece. And so I'm going to trim this off just a little bit, just a hair, probably 1/4 of an inch. And I will tell you as soon as I can look at my paper how big this is. So I tried to explain this I'm sure you've seen it. I'm trying to explain it in my instructions. But basically, just cut that little snip up the center and then come in from one edge and one edge to make your, I'm sad to lose the Banners Pick-a-Punch because I used it all the time and it is retiring. In fact, it's not only retiring, it's gone. Because I was going to use it for this card and decided not to because it is not available to purchase anymore. So here is my original card, and here's this. And so this is going to be, 3 1/4 inches for this. So sometimes I will, with the punch, I would keep the piece, and then I would use that as my guide, but now I'm going to measure, sort of. As you can tell, I'm not excellent at measuring here, so let's just do this, shall we, Nell? Yes, we shall. That's a fabulous idea. You're so smart. Oh, thank you, Nell. Okay, thank you, Mary. And I'm going to trim this, and now I have to, since I was a little bit excessive with my, there we go. Oh, I hope that just didn't shake the table. I probably should have shut the curtains, David. I think that's what's making it so, I'm sorry that it's so shadowy. There's always something. We learn to do something new every week. David is learning our software, and he learns to do something new every week. And then something else that we thought we had mastered, not so much mastered anymore. And so then I just put this piece of Pretty Peacock behind it, and I will trim this off as soon as I glue it. I have many choices of bottles of glue here. I think I have 3 bottles of glue in front of me. Mary, you missed my Longhorn Charlie. Not David. My son gave me my Mother's Day present early today. I have been looking for, well, not looking for, but you cannot buy the Build-A-Bear Longhorn online. And I have wanted it since it came out. But, we do not live very close to that is too big. I must have cut that shorter than I thought. So we're going to go with this one, this one is 3 1/8. But again, it's however long you cut it. So I would not cut this bottom piece until you have, oh yes, Mary, I would show him to you, but, oh, he's over here. He's going to slide in. Ready? Here he comes. There he is. This is Charlie. Hello, Mary. Okay. Sorry. Oh, wait, Mary, you missed the best part. Hold on.
I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
There you go. That's the best part. So that was obviously my son. He is graduating from college. Oh my gosh. I was not sure we would see this day, which he's graduating in 2 weeks. I think actually until just recently, he was not sure we would see this day, as we've discussed before. So, but yes, he is actually graduating. My mother is coming. My mom hasn't been here in 4.5 years. So, all right, I am going to use just a few Stampin' Dimensionals, actually a few half Stampin' Dimensionals, which makes it 1 1/2. So I have saved 1 1/2 Stampin' Dimensionals by only using half. Do you ever do that trick where you color your Stampin' Dimensionals to so that you know which ones you've removed the edges from? I do not, and I probably should. So this is Pixie, honey. Shh, Mama's busy. I know, honey. I feel like this is a bigger, maybe I used the smaller punch before. It's not exactly, it's close enough. All right, so this is the card front, and I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals also for the, thank you, Carol. I'm so excited. I'm really proud of him. I wasn't sure he would finish college. He went to college right after high school. And, that's kind of, I assumed he would graduate from high school. Despite the fact that, he lost his dad right as he started high school. And So that happened, and then he did go to school for a little while, and then just really kind of lost interest in. Try to avoid. Oh no, he knows. He knows. He had doubts actually because he knows because he went to school for 2 years and then he came here and sat in his room for 2 years. Of course, COVID, what the C word that we're not supposed to say, happened about 6 months after we moved here, and he was just stuck in his room. It was really hard on him, and it was really depressing. And so, I think he decided to go back to college just to I can't talk in a line here. I think he decided to go back to college just to make friends, just to have friends, which is great because he does have friends. He has, he pledged a fraternity. I always say sorority. Whew. I always use the wrong word. Finally, he's almost done with college, and now I've said that, I've said the right word. Okay, I have lost my little inside piece here, so we will just find the... All right, we're going to find this, and we're going to trim this to 1/2 inch. This is just for the inside of the card because the outside is not quite done though. One moment. Rewind. Let's come back here. And I'm sorry, what?
Hi from Ginger Panada in Tennessee, coming halfway through. Sigh, glad for a replay later.
Yes. Hello, Ginger. Thank you for coming. You're going to love this Dahlia Fold. You are going to be able to do this. You're going to love it. Okay, so this is these are the 2023-25 in color dots. Oh my gosh. I love these. I'm going to be so sad that they're going away, but because you can even see, I mean, it even gives a little bit of dimension to the flower itself. So I didn't put many more than one on the other card, but you know what? This is the second card, so we're going to do it again. Yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, we are going to. I got smart, and I finally cut my cardstock. My white cardstock, some of them, not all of it, of course, because that would be a bad idea.
Okay, Ginger says it kind of reminds me of the T-fold cards.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I might have to look that up. It might be what it is. There's different names for everything. I know that someone will say, they'll mention a technique, and I'll say, I don't know what that is. And then I'll realize as they're doing it, oh, yes, I know what that is. Kind of like, I think the Joseph's coat. Oh, no, it wasn't the Joseph's coat. It was the blackout. Someone just showed a blackout card, and I've seen it called, I think, black ice. Okay, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is no problem. Is that straight? Okay, sorry. Thinking. Got to pull it up just a tish on this side. There we go. And then snips. And boop. And boop. All right. And then, of course, you all know that I'm lots of glue person, and so I use seal on the back of my, this is Seal Plus, but I would use seal. You would think I would find my seal. I just need to go in the other drawer and look for it, but I haven't yet. It's okay. We don't need it that much right now, right? All right. And I did put a sentiment on the front, so I'm not going to put another one on the inside because I then will have room to write. So here's the fold. I am out of room on the side here. I can't even push anything over any further. There we go. All right. So that's that part. So enjoy that. And then the very standard decoration of I think I have used this paper on the envelope several times in the last couple of weeks. As I try to work on this retiring, it kind of became a series that wasn't my intention. Thank you so much, Carol. It wasn't my intention for it to be a series, but I keep finding myself wanting to use up that DSP because I have a pile of it from, you know, the catalog prior to this, and so I really don't need another pile of DSP. And it's all opened and partial, right? Okay, so there is the envelope flap. That was just liquid glue for me, but you use your adhesive of choice. Let me get this out of the way. And oh, that sentiment, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that it came from Layering Leaves. One of my favorites. I just love the font on that, and I just wanted to use that this time instead of Earthen Textures because I feel like I've been kind of stuck in an Earthen Textures, not rut, but I've made a lot of Earthen Textures card in the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to stamp this off twice, and I may have not even put that information on my instructions. And there we go. We are done. We have made it through this card in 31 minutes. See, and I thought I was going to be done at like 6:15. So that is all for my Dahlia card. I don't know what I have coming up on Tuesday. I haven't made that card yet, but there is the Ink and Crew Happy Thursday Happy Ink and Thursday. I don't know what it is. on Thursday, I'll have a card for that one too. And so that's it. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate Mary, Carol, Ginger, and anybody else who is watching. If you're watching the replay, wherever you're watching it on Facebook or YouTube, I really appreciate you coming and spending some time with me. So if you're interested in my May class, check out my blog because the information is there. I cannot, you can't actually get the Hearts and Hugs bundle yet. That will be available May 1st, but you can order the card kit, the one that I cut for you between now and May 10th. Thank you very much for coming. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks you so much.